All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the start for the 10th season for the Walking Dead television series. In this one, we're going to go ahead and give our thoughts on the brand new Silence the Whispers trailer, as well as Season 10's key art. Oh man, very cool. So I'll put the link in the description as per usual for you guys, so you can go ahead and watch the Silence the Whispers trailer. So cool for the Walking Dead Season 10. So October 6th is the return date, so we have just a little bit over a month. As we're almost here into September, with yesterday being Thursday, they're going to be releasing new information and pictures and trailers and whatnot every Thursday, leading up to the release for The Walking Dead Season 10. So very excited. Definitely check it out. So we started off with the trailer. It's about a minute long. We've got Daryl who says we survived the end of the world, and it's shot in really cool, high quality fashion. You can see kind of like a 3D type of thing here. We survived the end of the world, and then it switches, and you have like it's switching constantly between the different survivors. Sort of following up with it being like an ensemble type of series now, which it is. Michonne says we're bonded together by the Fellowship of the Living. So I don't know what that is. If that's what they're calling the survivors now, is the Fellowship of the Living. Just makes me think of Lord of the Rings, but okay, fine, no problem. You've got Aaron at the front with Lydia, and it's cool to see him. He's actually got a line here as well too, starting to kind of pull towards the front, because of course, as a lot of us have said, he looks a lot like the comic book series version of Rick. And of course, if Andrew Lincoln is never coming back and he's going to be in the movies from now on, then it makes sense to use Aaron for a lot of those parts, I think. So I think that's what we'll see. Carol says the future is ours so long as we hold on to our faith in one another. And then you have Eugene who says we help one another, and Rosita says and defend one another. Then Gabriel says so that we can be safe. Which is it's kind of cool to hear him be the one to say that. So death predictions coming soon, maybe. I don't know. Aaron says we stand together for light, not death in this new for life, not death in this new world. And then we have Ezekiel who says we survive, but this is about more than survival. And then we have Rosita with some kind of cool sword weapon that looks like it has teeth on it, which is kind of wicked. Of course, a lot of hand-to-hand combat type of weapons now, because it's so far into the zombie apocalypse. You've got Daryl, for example, using their Bowie knives, I think, right? And not so much the crossbow anymore. And then you have the others, of course, no guns or anything pretty much at this point. Carol, or very few anyway. Carol says, we're making the world new again. And Daryl says, together we survive. Michonne says, and together we thrive. And it pretty much ends on her, which is kind of cool. So it almost makes me think that maybe Michonne will be one to be heavily involved in the Whispers battle, and who will kill Alpha if anyone does, or Beta. Michonne would be a good pick for that, right? I think so. We'll see, or Carol. At least for Alpha. For Beta, it might have to be Daryl or somebody like that. And then together we silence the Whispers. Very cool. And then you see Michonne at the very end of it. But it's really cool how it kind of flips between the different. They all kind of say it together in unison, and then it goes between each person as they're doing the shh, which is really cool. So it's an awesome little trailer, and I really appreciate it, because I feel like this season versus any other maybe has not been quite as hyped as a lot of prior seasons of The Walking Dead. But definitely after seeing this trailer here, I got pretty hyped for it again, because that is a pretty awesome part of the comics. I think there was one they released last week where you have Connie and she's kind of spray painting Silence the Whispers. So you have that too. That's another part right out of the comic. They do the same kind of thing. So we should be seeing the joint survivors kind of getting together, creating maybe somewhat of a military. If you've seen in the trailer for the season, it looks like a lot of them are suffering from like PTSD as a result of the Pikes situation with the Whispers, and them kind of losing at the start there, at least with the fair and everything that happened with that. So now the people kind of being in a state of shock and fear, and then of course that eventually kind of bringing them all together to create their own military and then fight back against the Whispers, and probably at some point later on in the season, the Whisperer War, which would be really cool to see, even though they're not promoting it as such. promoting against Silence the Whisperers, which is, it's kind of close to the same thing, right? So then we have Michael Cudlitz has been confirmed to be directing 2 episodes for this season, which is really cool. Of course, he played Abraham in the Walking Dead television series, and he does a great job. I love his episodes. He even uses kind of shaky cam and different things like that, which are really cool. So I'm happy to hear that he's returning again, because I think he's really, really good. And I hope that each year he comes back to direct even more episodes. It's really cool whenever you think of, you're watching an episode that Abraham, directed. It's just, it adds a cool factor, I think, because he's such a great character, and we all miss seeing him actually in the show. So it's cool that he can actually direct some episodes of the show. Then you have, the key art for this season, which I haven't given my thoughts on yet. It was released, I think, last week or a few days ago. So 10/6 AMC, and you've got Daryl at the forefront there with the dual Bowie knives. You've got Michonne in the background there, and Carol with her bow, and then you got TWD at the bottom, which is kind of cool. Then you have like the sun, which reminds with the red, which is like a rising sun type of thing, which is kind of cool. It's just kind of neat. So that's pretty much it for our new updates for right now for The Walking Dead Season 10. I am heavily looking forward to this season, and of course we're going to make lots more videos as we get closer. Going to start to kind of, make not quite as many Fear videos and more videos for the original Walking Dead series, because of course that's what started it all as far as the Walking Dead television, universe goes, whether they're doing Fear or they're doing a third spinoff or they're doing movies or whatever. We got to remember that for the TV series, the one that started all after the comic, it was the original canon TV series. So we're going to see that continue with the survivors that we have left in it. So let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. Write your predictions below. And if you like this video, please don't forget to thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and subscribe at the bottom left if you're new. That's it for this one. See you guys again soon for another. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.